Immediately after the fall in the garden, we see Adam's children, and one is treating his brother like trash to an extent of, killing him. He did it so badly, and yet he had been warned that if you cannot correct yourself, there is sin standing at the door. And he says, I don't care, and kills his brother, treats him like trash until he kills his brother. And then we move on and we see the treatment that Joseph receives from his own brothers, being treated like trash. After going there and, taking them food, they call him this dreamer, and, they throw him in the hall, and eventually they sell him out. Poor treatment. And then we move on and we find people, different characters. The reason I love the Old Testament is because it deals with real people. So I see their struggles, and I see their pains, and I can relate with most of the things or some of the things they go through. So that's why I love the Old Testament. And throughout the Bible, we have people who are treated like trash. Even the prophets like Jeremiah, people like Isaiah, all these people who are treated very poorly. People like John the Baptist, being treated like trash and being thrown into prison for no apparent reason. And a woman comes and asks for his head, and they go and behead him. Can you imagine? Look at the story of Jesus. He sinned not. He lived without sin. Always following, doing things for people, teaching people, healing them. But he's treated like trash until he's hanged on a tree. His clothes are taken away. He's ridiculed, taken to councils and asked stupid questions and slapped and all that, until he is actually killed on the cross. And he's treated by his body. He's treated like trash by getting the soldiers to man the grave. That's not honor to somebody who has died. It wasn't like providing security for good reasons. It was to avoid his body being stolen. And so he was treated like trash against the love that he had showered to the world. But going back right from Genesis, from Abel to Christ, we find out that behind the poor treatment that these wonderful people received, God vindicated them. And right from Abel to Joseph to David, he was also treated like crap by his soldiers. Abner, son of Ner, he treated him badly. Jeremiah, John the Baptist, and Christ, and all these people, they received bad treatment, but God did not forsake them. Through the mistreatment they received, there was a blessing as the bigger picture. So throughout the mistreatment, the pain that is caused by people who are either related to us or people who even don't know us, the end result in the bigger picture is the blessing of God. They won those wars. And that is why they stand as beacons of light, paragons of virtue in the holy books, because they won. After being treated very unfairly, being treated like trash, they came out spotless. And that is why we are encouraged as Rise Up Society. We've had people treating our jigger technicians, our staff, treating them like trash, telling them that they are leaving jiggers behind. I've personally been called all the bad names, and even my family was, tormented by the so-called donors who had very wrong motives. And we were so disappointed and frustrated and heartbroken because of that. But look at the end of it all. The healings that we see. So many healings, so many people have been healed. Broken lives have been restored. Broken relationships. We have been to places where women and men separated and children were left there without any help. And we got there, although we had been so treated poorly, but as we moved on in the bigger picture, we see the restoration of these families. We've met kids, children who are not going to school. They had dropped out of school and they got back to school. So much blessing out of the mess that we get from people who seek to destroy us. And so, out of the treatment that you receive that is not very good, maybe from your spouse or from your family or from any quarters or from your boss, out of that maltreatment, there is a blessing in the bigger picture. And what the Spirit is ministering to me right now is to encourage us to let it go continue. Don't vindicate yourself. Don't try to, protect yourself. Don't try to justify anything. Just let it continue. But purpose to stand in the place of love so that no matter what you receive, just, shed out that love. Let it come out. And in the bigger picture, truth will come out. After you've been so wrongly judged, you will get to the other side, refined and sparkling as gold. Because this is the trial of our faith. And I'm telling, as I speak these words, they get back to me. That I should just, let it flow. Let them continue. But the Lord has already done it. And even bigger things are coming our way. Out of that being treated like trash. So let the trash sour. Let hell and high waters, let them roar. Let hell brew. We will stand for the truth. We will stand for the Lord because we know He is found in the bigger picture. The details might look very vague, very bleak. When we look through the future with our naked eye, we might see a very bleak image. Sometimes it can look like we are chasing a mirage, but God is in the bigger picture. The blessing is in the bigger picture. And so I'm encouraged to keep on going on. And I'm not going to relent. Whether I get the money, whether it's lack of money like the case has always been, whether I'm appreciated, whether there's no appreciation like the case has sometimes been. In all those things, I will continue on knowing that there is something in the bigger picture. And unfortunately, the bigger picture comes at the very end. It comes later on. It's in the future. So I look into the future with optimism because I know good things are coming. So please stay with us as we continue treading the muggy waters, moving forward daily to the place God has called us to be. Thank you for being a blessing. Thank you for subscribing. Let us keep moving forward.